Hey, what's up? Gonna go ahead and do a video reading 100 the greatest stories never told. 100 tales from history to astonish, bewilder, and stupefy. This is from the History Channel. I've read out of this book a little bit before, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a little dip and dive and just see which stories that we come up with today. Hope everyone's doing well, by the way. I'm doing pretty good. I might change the mood lighting really quick. Let me just go turn off my light. Okay, I've got my Christmas lights on, so it's pretty cool. Not anywhere close to Christmas, but they've got speakers on them too, so I usually plug into my computer the auxiliary output or my iPhone recently to play a CD or something like that. So anyways, that's what that's for. And then I got my Thanksgiving / Halloween rug doormat, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's do a dip and a dive. Alright, I've already read this one. It's Fit for a King. It's about French King Louis the 14th. So I'm gonna look for another one. Alright, here we go. This is the mechanical internet. So, not entirely sure what that means necessarily. It's probably during the Industrial Revolution at some point in time. And we'll see what this is about. The Mechanical Revolution, 1793. How networking came to Europe more than 200 years ago. Alright, so this is about Europe, I guess. Alright. In the 1790s, dozens of odd-looking towers sprouted up across France. They comprised the backbone of a new state-of-the-art communications network. That's cool. Let me vape really quick. Here's what the towers look like, by the way. So it looks like a catapult tower or a tower for archers with like an oil rig or something atop of it. Not really sure what that's about, but anyways, the towers were the brainchild of a French inventor named Claude Chappé. Each one had mechanical arms that could be rotated into 90 different positions, visible 10 miles away. An operator would set the arms in a certain position, then the operator in the next tower would see that through a telescope and set his arms in the same position. Messages rippled down the line at more than 100 miles an hour, astonishing for this day and age. That's pretty cool. That's a good bit of distance for an hour. Chappé wanted to call his new invention the tachygraph, meaning fast writer, but a friend convinced him to give it a different name, meaning far writer, and so he called it the telegraph. Well, there you go. Whoops, sorry. Touched the bottom of my cable and it started moving. There you go, you got to see my palm for a second, and it's going back to that same spot, so there we go. That should be alright. The telegraph. This is how the telegraph started, apparently. When Napoleon seized power in 1799, he was quick to grasp the military advantage of high-speed communications. He ordered new lines built out from Paris in every direction. Eventually, more than 500 towers connected France's major cities. Other countries followed suit, and lines of towers snaked across Europe, Russia, and even northern Africa. The invention of the electrical telegraph eventually made the Chappé telegraph obsolete. Today, only a few hundred of towers remain, silent monuments to the world's first high-speed network. That's cool. Chappé was hounded by others who claimed credit for his ideas. Eventually, he became so depressed that he took his own life by throwing himself down a well. Oh, that's too bad. Chappé began his experiment during the French Revolution, which caused him no end of trouble. Angry moms twice destroyed his equipment because they suspected he was trying to communicate with jailed royalty. Huh. Okay. Want to read another one? Yeah, might as well. This is the Warrior Queen. By the way, this book is by Rick Beyer, Rickbeyer, and it's associated with the History Channel, and it's published by Harper. Alright, this is on page 62, The Greatest Stories Never Told by Rick Beyer. Warrior Queen, 1810. The Chinese pirate whose navy became a world power. The most successful pirate of all time was a woman. She commanded more men and ships than any other pirate in history. Best of all, from her point of view, she retired undefeated, kept all of her plunder, and was allowed to live peacefully into old age. The name of this remarkable woman was Hsi Kai, plucked from a Canton brothel by the notorious pirate Qing Yi. She rapidly became much more than just another concubine. Stunningly beautiful, she was also a wily negotiator and organizational genius. In return for her hand in marriage, she demanded that she got 50% share of her husband's wealth. Upon his death in 1807, she took complete control of the fleet. For 3 years, Hsi Kai commanded more than 50,000 men and women and more than 1,000 ships. Whoa. Hers was a pirate navy larger than that of most world powers. She ruled much of the South China Sea with an iron hand, terrorizing shipping, attacking seaside villages, and defeating every naval force sent to intercept her. Jesus. By 1810, Britain, Portugal, and China were so fed up that they assembled a combined force to attack Hsi Kai. To avoid the massive loss of life such an assault would entail, the Emperor of China offered amnesty. If there is anything of a woman's heart in you, you will someday want peace and offspring. Could it be now? She wasn't interested in children, but she knew a good deal when she saw one. Under terms she personally negotiated with the Governor-General of the Canton. She and 17,000 of her men gave up their ships and weapons, but were allowed to keep their stolen treasures. She lived another 30 years and died wealthy. Nobody ever got the better of Hsi Kai. Hsi Kai's fleet consisted of 200 ocean-going junks, each with 20 to 30 cannons. Jesus. 800 smaller coastal vessels and dozens of riverboats. She commanded more than 50,000 pirates at the same time that the U.S. Navy consisted of just 5,000 men. Okay. Another comparison, her fleet was nearly twice the size of the Spanish Armada. This is a quote. The pirates are too powerful. We cannot master them by arms. Unquote. Chinese Admiral, 1809. Hsi Kai laid down very strict rules for her pirates, with harsh punishment meted out to those who broke them. The rape of a female captive, for example, was punishable by death. On the other hand, if the woman had agreed to have sex with her captor, they were both killed. He was beheaded and she was thrown overboard. Whoa. That's pretty intense. Want to read The Real Uncle Sam? We'll save that for another day. Like right now. Let me just vape really quick. This one's on the front cover as one of the little inlets in the book. I don't know what you call these, just like articles or something. Alright, The Real Uncle Sam, 1812. How did a meat packer from Troy, New York become the first Uncle Sam? This is from page 64 of The Greatest Stories Never Told by Rick Beyer. Interestingly enough, 64, the number 64, is American in English simplified gematria. A would be the first letter of the alphabet. M would be the 13th, E is the 5th, R is the 18th, I is the 9th, C is the 3rd, A is the 1st, and N is the 14th. You add those all together and you get 64. So page 64 for the real Uncle Sam for American. It's pretty cool. That probably wasn't intentional, but I find it to be a cool coincidence. During the War of 1812, Sam Wilson had a contract to supply meat to U.S. troops, salted beef and pork ready to ship out in barrels. To identify the barrels, Wilson assigned a worker to letter them with the initials U.S. for United States. That abbreviation wasn't as common as it is today, and when people asked the man doing the lettering what it meant, he joked that it really stood for Uncle Sam, the kindly meat packer's nickname. Okay, so U.S. and Uncle Sam. The joke got around with amazing speed. Within months, the phrase began to appear in political cartoons and newspaper editorials. People started referring to all government property as belonging to Uncle Sam. Soldiers started calling themselves Uncle Sam's boys. In no time at all, the meat packer's nickname became the country's nickname. In early drawings, Uncle Sam appeared clean-shaven in black. Later, he wore the colors of the flag. In the Civil War, cartoonist Thomas Nast drew him gaunt and bearded like Abe Lincoln. The most famous Uncle Sam is actually a self-portrait of artist James Montgomery Flagg. James Montgomery Flagg. Okay. That's cool. This is a quote. Quote, "If Uncle Sam needs, I'll be glad to assist him." Unquote. Earliest known use of the phrase Uncle Sam in a political cartoon from the spring of 1813. In the cartoon, the words are put in the mouth of Napoleon Bonaparte. An official artist for New York State artist James Montgomery Flagg created more than 45 recruiting posters during World War I. None was more famous than the one he modeled on himself. The poster was so effective it was recycled for use in World War II. Uncle Sam and Johnny Appleseed were kin. That's cool. I wonder if there's something about Johnny Appleseed in here. Sam Wilson married a woman named Betsy Mann. She was a cousin of none other than John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. It's even possible that the two American icons played together as boys. I know a Chapman. They're probably related. That's cool. So anyways, here's Uncle Sam as Montgomery Flagg, James Montgomery Flagg, and then there he is as Johnny Appleseed. So anyways, I'm glad I was able to read these for you. I might read a little bit more later, but I really like this book. I got it for $2.99, and it's been a source of cool stuff for the past year or so, and I'm not even like 80th of the way through. I've probably read like maybe 10 little articles out of here, and this is, how many pages are in this book? There's about 210, not including the photograph credits. Well, this is like, okay, they give a bibliography, titled Bibliography and Sources. It goes up to $1.99 for everything, and it goes by date too, so that's pretty cool. The earlier articles are at the beginning of the book, and the later articles are at the end. Anyways, cheerio. Have a good one.